So I heard the call of the crow yesterday. You see the world very differently. You feel like you stand alone because you're so unique. You might feel like you're judged by family, friends, people in your inner circle because you might be a little different. You might be a little unique. So I just created this channel, Friday the 13th. I didn't know when I was going to be called to do my first reading. I was doing readings for my other channel, linked in the bio. I do other readings. So Intuitive Dreams, 1111 Tarot. And after I finished 2 readings, I heard the call of the crow. And I looked outside my window. It was a sunny day. And I saw the crow land on my roof. I could see the shadow, and it kept calling. And it was trying to get the attention of those who do feel a little unique, who feel they stand out in an odd way. They don't necessarily feel like they fit in. But you're unique. And there's a reason you're unique. I feel like you stopped some time ago because you felt like maybe you were being judged because you're different. And you're different in a really good way. You don't fit in for a reason. So I said to myself, well, all right, Spirit Universe, what decks am I called to? So I pulled out Higher Self Messages. Mind you, I have not used these decks in over a year. So I don't remember the last time I used them. The other one is Sacred Soul Messages. As I was looking through those decks, both decks had one card upside down. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds? The Higher Self Messages, we had perspective is a matter of where you stand. And it was upside down. So I thought, it's a lot like the Hanged Man, right? The Hanged Man in the tarot deck, he goes upside down. He, she goes upside down and sees the situation, their life, whatever that may be, from a different perspective, which is you. You stand alone. And maybe the people you're around stand straight up. And they see the world one way. And because you don't see the world one way, maybe they make you feel a little uncomfortable. Like the card says, perspective is a matter of where you stand. You don't have to stand like everybody else. You're unique. You go upside down. You see things differently. And I feel like you speak differently with the blue. So somewhere in the past, about a year or more, I feel, because that's when the last time it was I worked with these decks. that you stopped being unique. You stopped. Because the other card that was upside down from the Sacred Soul Messages, when you start to walk the path, when you start to walk, the way appears, right? It's taking steps, beginning again, creating a life that you truly want. So it was upside down. So you stopped creating your path, creating the life that you want, that you see differently. Because you thought you were odd. Because your personality isn't like everybody else. And so you have so much wisdom. You have so much intelligence. Okay, because you don't see things like everybody else. You bring a different perspective to conversations, to situations, to the people around you. The crow. The crow is calling because they want you to remember who you really are. You're a magical being. You bring a different perspective to problems. So the way you would solve a problem wouldn't be like everybody else. But it doesn't matter how you stand. Doesn't matter how you get there. Because we can all get there in different ways. You observe things very differently. In a lot of ways, you're very mysterious. The crow's black. Darker side, shadow. Your personality is very different. So it's time to call the shots by acting in your own convictions, right? Trust your own judgment. It's time to get back to you, your unique self. Tomorrow is February 17th. Starts the year of the fire horse. So that is a year of major societal shifts. We're in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is unique. They're very independent. They're unpredictable. They're eccentric and they're super intelligent. Like I said, you solve problems differently. And while people might look at you like you're odd, a little too different, maybe a little too out there, well, you're paving the way differently. You're a little bit of a leader. You're not a follower. And that's what the universe is trying to tell you. Because you stopped your path. You took a pause. And that's only because everybody around you may have been saying things or may have been keeping you from being you. may have been saying, or just making you feel like whatever you say isn't normal. What is normal? None of us are. We're all different. But some of us conform ourselves to the way society feels we should be. And then there's the other folks like us who are different. We're tapped in differently. So the year of the fire horse, as we get into that, it's speed, independence, bold change. So this is time to take the risk of getting back onto the path of creating the life that you want, doing something different. And Spirit and the universe is saying, it's time to begin again. Okay, it's okay. You took a break. You stopped. You took a pause. Well, it's time to get back on that horse. It's time to saddle up. And get back to who you were. And don't care about what other people think about you. You were stagnant, right? You were stagnant. You stopped. And the year of the fire horse is saying it's time to move away from stagnant situations. Just because others around you are not willing to take a risk and be unique and be odd and be different and stand out and do something different, doesn't mean you have to. It's time to break free again. It's time to be wild. You're a driving force. You're different. You're meant to lead new paths and to possibly show others a different way of getting somewhere, a different way of doing something. Unleash the inner beast as we go into the fire horse. The year of the fire horse won't come back around again until 2086. That'll be the next time. It's going to be 60 years. So for a lot of us, we won't be around. So now's the time to saddle up and get back on that path. So let's go over to the higher self messages and see, is there anything else in here that you need to know? Yeah. You are a beacon for others to follow. So don't hide the bright light you are. Remember? Remember what I said? You're not a follower. You lead the way because you see things differently. You're independent. You're creative. You're eccentric. You change the styles. And other people look at that and go, wow, that's pretty cool. Look at the way they wear their hair. Look at the way they walk. Look at the way they handle that situation. And then they look up to you. You know, a lot of people fear the oddballs, the ones that are different, the ones that stand out, the ones that don't fit in. You know why they admire you? Because you're not afraid to be different. You're not afraid to wear that weird shirt. You're not afraid. You're here to show others the way. That it's okay to be authentically you. Even if that's not societal's norm. So you're here to show people that. What do we have in the Sacred Soul Messages for the collective? Look inside yourself. All you want, you already are. You're already abundant. You're resourceful. You're a gift. Your wish is granted. It's already within you. You just have to take the steps again. You got to keep moving forward. It's okay. You took time off your path. All of us do end up taking turns, you know? We take breaks. We're human. We're all trying to figure this out together. But everything you already want is inside of you. You just have to keep taking the steps forward down that path. What is in the tarot? The Knight of Pentacles. You're slow, steady. You know, this journey that you're on, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to where you want to get. The life you want to create. As long as you keep taking the steps forward. So the Knight of Pentacles, that's the energy that plans and takes steps accordingly, right? They map things out. They're careful. And you've been very careful. But you also need to be able to take a risk. You need to take a risk. This is the slow energy. We're coming into the fire horse, okay, which is not pentacle. It is fire. It's action. It's speed. It's movement. And you've been slow and steady. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But now, as we step into the year of the fire horse, it's time to take a risk. Because you've been slow and steady. The Magician. You have all the tools you need to create what it is that you want. Queen of Swords. You already know. You already know. Intuitively, you already know what's correct. You know you have the tools. You've been hiding in the shadows because you're worried about everybody else and what they think. You know the truth. You speak the truth. Your truth. Like I said, you already know what you want. You already know where you want to go. You just need to speak it out loud to people. And not care what they think. It's not their journey, it's your journey. Master manifester you are. The moon. We're coming up into Pisces season. You've been keeping yourself hidden way too long. You've been in the shadow. You've been in the dark. And now it's time for you to trust your judgment. You see things that are hidden that others that don't. You're connected into the 5D. You know things. So everybody's like, oh, you're a little different. Yeah. 9 of Wands. You're going to persevere through this. You are not going to give up on the hopes and the dreams that you have for yourself. Whatever this was that you stopped on, you're not giving up. You slowed down a little bit. That's okay. You've got the tools. You know. You know what's hidden. You know what's hidden in the shadows and the corners. And that's why they're saying, trust your judgment. You know, usually the 9 of Wands, they associate it with the wounded warrior. Constantly approaching situations the same. It's kind of a darkish, card. Because it's like they're worn out. Usually the guy's got like a bandana around his head and he's like beat up, because he keeps going at it. He's beat up. But this is light. Look at all the light. It's the strength. There's strength in this 9 of Wands. You show so much strength. And the universe is saying, don't give up now. Look how far you've come. It's all right there within you. It's going to be granted. The life that you want, the job that you want, confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. It's all right there. You just have to keep taking those steps forward. Being you, authentically you, not hiding yourself because you see things differently. Don't do that. People look up to people who can be authentically them, even if it is different. The Emperor came out in reverse. You didn't feel like you had control over your own life. You may have had people telling you, you can't be your own boss. You can't make a living doing that. Are you crazy? It's not normal. The sun. Your truth. The moon and the sun. You are completely balanced between your light and your dark. And that's because you didn't give up. You may have gone off your path. That's okay. You took a little break. You questioned yourself. But now that we're stepping into the fire horse, you're taking the risk to keep moving forward on what it is that you want, your truth. Okay? The sun and the moon, we're getting ready to have the eclipse. So even though the sun will be hidden by the moon a little bit, there's going to be that fire ring. So it's not going to be completely dark. Your ideas are not going to go away. It's just going to be a moment of, what do I need to release in order to keep moving forward towards what it is that I want to do? Where is it I want to go? During the eclipse, you're going to be letting go of old thought patterns. You're going to step out into the sun, into the daylight, being authentically you. I feel like there for a while, you kept who you were hidden. I had said that. So you hid yourself because people around you thought, that's weird. Why would you say that? Why would you do that? Doesn't make sense. It's not normal. So you hid yourself. But during the eclipse, you're coming back out. And as we step into the fire horse, it speeds up. You're unleashing the beast. You're remembering who you are from the call of the crows. You're stepping back into your magical powers, the magician. That's what it says right on this card, magical. Magical power. You're mysterious. You're observant. You're remembering who you are. And you're going to step back out as you, authentically you. And you're not going to allow people to tell you you can't make your own decisions with the Emperor in the reverse. And that you are not in control of your own life. And that you can't be your own boss, your own person. You're not going to allow people to tell you can't make your own decisions. Because they're different. Doesn't matter. I want to get a little bit about you. Tell me about the collective here, please. With the archetypes. Can I get a little bit about the collective? Well, this one just doesn't want to. The builder. Capricorn. Determined, steady, focused, hard work. Huh, you're the builder. Look at that. Capricorn energy. Determined. 9 of Wands. You're so focused. Stop it. Taurus. The builder. Focused. Diligent. Makes things last. Ha. Holy cow. The builder. Twice. Twice. Look at that. Look at that. You're a creator. You're building. Strong earth. You're making major moves on this planet with all the heavy earth energy. You, my friend, are making a huge difference in this world. The beacon for others to follow. Don't hide the bright light you are. You're going to show others how to build the life that they want because you're doing it right now. And it might not be built like a normal person would. Doesn't matter. You're showing everybody there's other ways to create the life that they want. What is normal? What is normal? Every earth sign out, Virgo, the servant, you're so humbling. Dedicated again. The dedication in you, and you're selfless. You're selfless because you're going to show everybody how it is to build the life that they want. The life that they want to create. This is all earth energy. Everything. You're teaching so many people while you are here on earth how to lead their own path, even if it is a little different. All earth energy. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated. And always remember to be you, because you're balanced between your light and your dark. You're speaking your truth. You have all the tools. And this year is going to be very interesting for you because you are stepping out and taking a risk that is going to pay off for you and give you the life that you want. And along the way, you're going to show others that it can be done in a different way. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to check out my other channel. And I'll talk to you soon.